like me as a person, so I'll do my best. But to wrap up 21 years, 29 August 1996 is when Bill entered the Air Force, Lackland Basic Training. He has not always been a flyer. Started out in aerospace ground equipment. A lot of generator work in his UPRs, a lot of generator working, everything. First part of the 74th Air Control Squadron out at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. 2 times Maintainer of the Month while he was there. So starting off the career pretty good. Deployed for Noble Anvil. Did anybody know what Noble Anvil was? I had to get in the history books for this one. Yeah, it was the precursor to Allied Force. So Allied Force wasn't even around yet, so this led up to Allied Force. Deployed to rough spot, Budapest, Hungary.
Awful.
Terrible. Terrible spot. But deployed there as part of the airspace ground, helped launch over 1,000 sorties out of Budapest in support of what would become Allied Force in the Kosovo conflict. Over 400 different types of aircraft, or over 400 aircraft, not necessarily different types, but helped support all that. After that, around 2000, decided to cross-chain and become aircrew. Went to basic flight engineer training at Altus Air Force Base, and then on to C-130 flight engineer training at Little Rock, where on his first eval received an excellent rating on his initial flight engineer eval, which is, most people go careers, and he started off with that one, so just looking downhill from there. First assignment with the 130 Dyess Air Force Base, beautiful Abilene, Texas. Hey, you guys got a Buffalo Wild Wings, so we would fly there from Cannon, so it wasn't bad. Starting at Abilene, 2000, just prior to 9/11. Obviously 9/11 happened while he was there, and obviously that changed the way, changed the world and the Air Force that we fly in today. So while he was there, 2002, got his first taste of Operation Enduring Freedom, heading into Afghanistan and starting to support those operations and everything there. First Air Medal coming out of that trip as well. Worked in the scheduling shop while he was there. Lots of recommendations as far as superb NCO, superb airman, always willing to help, always out there. A good sponsor to the community, hosting ROTC visits, hosting community, always active with sports youth teams all throughout his career. And by nature of being in the C-130, it seems like every 2 years you saved an aircraft by shutting down an engine in the C-130. So I think if I totaled it up, somewhere around $150 million worth of different airplanes you saved. We'll call that C-130isms. After Dyess, moved to Elmendorf in 2003, Alaska. Which of the kids remember Alaska? Good, bad? Mountains? A little different here. Snow. Yeah, we get snow here. So from Alaska, 517th Airlift Squadron, deployed in support operation Beaumont Shogun to Japan. Again, another rough spot for deployments. But this was a cool thing that I saw in there that you don't always get to see a lot of. If you've been to Afghanistan and you've seen a departure of a repatriation. That's the one. Repatriation of service member remains. You know, it's a somber experience. And Bill was able to be a part of a crew that supported Joint Task Force Full Accounting, to the team going out and trying to repatriate members from the Korean and Vietnam Wars. And so he was part of a crew that actually repatriated remains. So I've seen it from the ground, watching remains go in, but to be a part of an air crew, that's going to be something knowing that you're bringing somebody's loved one home back to their families. That's definitely a unique thing that not everyone gets to experience, and that's a pretty humbling and sobering memory, I'm sure. Also, all part of Alaska search and rescue mission, found a fishing vessel. You don't think about that down here, but I guess in Alaska, were they filming?
It was off of Guam, and it was actually really a canoe with the outriggers. They've been about 30 days overdue and almost done for. So.
Yeah. garnered more awards, Wing Performer of the Week. I'd also deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, again to Afghanistan, and also to the Philippines and to Iraq. And then his last thing that he did while he was out there went to instructor engineer school and graduated as distinguished graduate from instructor engineer school out of Little Rock. March of 2007, arrived here in lovely Panhandle, Florida. So he's been here for 10 years. That's what Bill beats him. I think you're the only one, right?
26.
Yeah. So Bill beats me. One person that beats him. So here at the 6SOS, started into MQC, went through Russian language, which is not easy to do, and throughout time has actually increased your Russian score. Started out 1-1 and eventually worked its way up to a 1+1+. So it got better, continued to study, continued to use it. However, in typical 6SOS fashion, got him trained up in Russian, ready to go, sent him to Korea. So, Russia worked great out there.
Believe it or not.
But it,
Those of you who've been to Korea, would just leave it at that.
but went to Korea. There worked with the Republic of Korea, our flight engineer toll training, NVG operations, trying to stand up and spin up their C-130 NVG operations while out there. Also been down to Honduras, supported Operation Christmas Wish, dropping 16,000 pounds of toys to Honduran orphanages from the 130. It's been to Poland, helped teach CRM and fly with their aircrew out there as the Sikhs helped stand up their C-130 program. And also went to Panama, where they focused on medevac and was more of a medical focus in the CASA 212, in that one, correct? And then went to Africa as the JSOAD operations superintendent. So it's the lead enlisted personnel down at the JSOAD down in Southeast Africa. From there, oversaw 155 military and contractor personnel, 18 different aircraft, supervised 2,300 sorties executed in support of Operation Observer Compass, and also helped budget contracts for these different contracts to support an 18,000-hour annual flying contract. Then finally brought him over to the formal training unit, the FTU, where he's helping to train all of our advisor aircrew that go through. I think someone finally determined that that was the best fit for Bill. As we know, we're language trained, and that's one of the things we fight. So having to work day to day with Bill in an aircraft and work through his accent, it's perfect advisor training. So totals, when you look across the 21, in an aviation career that's not even full aviation, it's only 17 years of aviation. His first flight was 22 June of 2000. Dual career, actually, even go 3 career between age, flight engineer, and loadmaster. Flown 7 different aircraft, 2 variants of the 130-6, Twin Otter, CASA 212, C-145, 3,000 hours as a flight engineer, 700 hours as a loadmaster, over 1,200 sorties, 350 combat sorties, 670 combat hours, 680 NVG hours, and over 300 instructor hours in 17 years. So it's a lot on paper, and it's 21 years. The 5 minutes I've taken up here doesn't do justice for the 21 years. And I've been grateful to have Bill over there. Especially, I get the sarcasm and I love it. It helps out. I can go from Bill to nice, so as long as I fall somewhere in the middle, I know I'm good. But seriously, you've been great. You've been a great friend, been mentor over there, helping me out when I got an issue. I can get the straight, honest answer from you, bring you in. So for that, thank you, and best of luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing as Major Pasco presents Master Sergeant Thomas, the Meritorious Service Medal for faithful, dedicated service to his country. Master Sergeant William K. Thomas distinguished himself in performance of outstanding service to the United States as Detachment Superintendent, 19th Special Operations Squadron, Air Force Special Operations Air Force Center, Air Force Special Operations Command, Duke Field, Florida. During this period, Sergeant Thomas' knowledge and experience as an instructor, loadmaster, and combat aviation advisor were vital to the experience as an instructor, loadmaster, and combat aviation advisor were vital to the establishment and stand-up of a new training detachment geographically separated from its parent organization. As Detachment Superintendent, Master Sergeant Thomas was responsible for the oversight and management of active duty instructors and their integration with 15 Air Reserve component instructors, creating a new, unique total force training unit. Sergeant Thomas assisted in the detachment's facility move into a $35 million military construction facility while maintaining flight training and producing all students on time. Furthermore, Sergeant Thomas continued to instruct as a primary active duty instructor, loadmaster, providing 338 hours of ground and flight instruction to 51 C-145 loadmaster students. Finally, Master Sergeant Thomas' leadership expertise and abilities as a senior non-commissioned officer were critical to the Special Operations Command and Department of Defense by overseeing the training program for the creation of 138 new combat aviation advisor aircrew and 37 non-standard aviation aircrew. The singularly distinct accomplishments of Sergeant Thomas culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great pride upon himself and the United States Air Force. Please join me in giving Master Sergeant Thomas a big round of applause for his dedication to service. Ladies and gentlemen, please, the retirement portion of today's ceremony will now begin. Please remain standing for the remaining of the retirement order. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force and the Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number to be assigned, Master Sergeant William K. Thomas is relieved from active duty Air Force Special Operations Air Force Center, Harbor Field, Florida, and is retired from active duty with the United States Air Force effective 1 September 2017 in the grade of Master Sergeant after 21 years of faithful and honorable duty. Please be seated. Major Pasco will now present the retirement certificate.
He wants to show everyone this one. We're still waiting. It's a great certificate, guaranteed to be great.
At this time, we would like to invite Laura to join us on stage for presenting Master Sergeant Thomas the retirement pin. Present Laura Thomas with certificate of appreciation from the steadfast support of his career, signed by the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. The certificate reads, on behalf of all airmen and families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Ms. Laura Thomas. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. At this time, Major Pasco will present Master Sergeant Thomas with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. The certificate reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. The achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative and core values of our great service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation. As this chapter in your life closes, a new one begins. I hope the years ahead will be filled with more great memories and continued success. Major Pascal will now make a presentation on behalf of the men and women of the 19th SOS Stab 1.
All right, Bill, so as is customary, we send you off with litho for the 19th. Encompasses all the aircraft. The 19th trains with Talons, gunships, U-28s, M-28s, C-145, and C-22s. Signed by all the members of the 19th and 5th FTU. And also, for any true Irishmen, whiskey. So we got one from the death has the 19th patch. Congratulations on your retirement. All engraved in there in the back. And then this one with your Air Commando for the CAA flash on there. Master Sergeant William Thomas, Combat Aviation Advisor, number 365, March 2007 to September 2017. Thank you for your hard work and dedication to duty. Post ceremony. And now,
Thank you, Dan. We now make Colonel Reardon to present on behalf of the 6th SOS.
Hey Bill, it's a pleasure to present this to you, man, from the men and women of the 6th SOS. I'll tell you, I thought as a C-130 co-pilot at that young age that I knew how to take criticism until I ran across a HERC engineer. Man, we appreciate you, and we appreciate you sharing Bill with us. So from the men and women of the 6th SOS, reached Master Sergeant William Thomas, March 2007 to September 2017. CAA number 365. Thank you for all your hard work, commitment, and dedication.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure now to introduce Sergeant Glenn Thomas to make his remarks.
I had a speech planned. It was thank you. I was told that was not good enough. Oh wait, we're supposed to go.
Come on, man. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Where's my flowers?
But I had a speech planned. It was thank you. I was told that wasn't good enough. So instead, I've decided to share my feelings through interpretive dance. 3.5 hour program, no intermission, but there are a few costumes.